Welcome to Battlefield Insights. When the steel ramp dropped into the surf, American troops carried more than just courage. They carried a crushing 80 pounds of survival gear. On June 6, 1944, thousands of infantrymen stormed the beaches of France, hauling their entire lives on their backs. In this episode, we strip down the complete D-Day inventory to see exactly what kept men alive during the largest invasion in history. From iconic weaponry to the tiny tools that prevented disaster, this is the ultimate soldier's loadout. We start with the officer's choice, the M19 11.45 caliber pistol. Carried by assault waves and NCOs, this reliable steel handgun offered massive stopping power when the fighting got uncomfortably close. To find their way inland, troops relied on folded sections of coastline maps. Printed on waterproof paper, these guides were critical for navigating the deadly maze of hedgerows. Protecting the soldier's head was the M1 steel helmet, or steel pot. Its netting wasn't just for style. It cut down sun glare and allowed soldiers to tuck in foliage for camouflage. The uniform featured the M1941 field jacket, a light olive coat that defined the early war aesthetic. However, G often grumbled that it was too thin to block the freezing rain of the European theater. Below the belt, they wore M1937 wool trousers, the durable workhorse of the kit. Though undeniably itchy, wool was a lifesaver because it retained body heat even when soaked by channel water. Under the jacket, soldiers wore a mustard-colored M1937 wool shirt. This layer provided the essential insulation needed against the damp French dawn. On their feet, they laced up Type II service shoes, rugged ankle boots built for marching. By 1944, most were treated with dubbing wax to keep the salt water out. Before combat boots became standard, G's used M1938 canvas leggings. These wrapped the ankles to keep rocks out, though they were famously frustrating to put on quickly. For firepower, nothing beat the M1 Garand rifle. General Patton famously called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. Its semi-automatic action gave U.S. troops a supreme firing advantage over the German bolt-action rifles. The M1923 cartridge belt was the heavy canvas foundation of this system. Its 10 pockets held enough .30-06 ammunition to keep the Garand fed during prolonged firefights. On the soldier's back hung the M1928 haversack. This complex canvas envelope held rations and supplies, but if packed incorrectly, your gear would spill everywhere. For the water crossing, every man wore the M1926 flotation belt, or life belt. Squeezing two triggers inflated it with CO2, a vital failsafe if you went overboard in deep water. Unique to D-Day was the M7 rubberized assault bag. Strapped to the chest, this waterproof pouch kept the gas mask dry while wading through the surf. On the shoulder sat a gas detection brassard. This treated paper sleeve changed color to pink or red if it detected chemical blister agents in the air. Attached to the rifle was the M1 bayonet in its scabbard. Whether for hand-to-hand combat or opening crates, this 10-inch blade was a formidable tool. Digging in was non-negotiable, requiring the M1910 entrenching tool. This T-handle shovel was awkward to carry but absolutely necessary for carving foxholes under artillery fire. A leather strap secured the shovel handle to the haversack to prevent it from banging around while running. Water was life, carried in the M1910 aluminum canteen. This kidney-shaped flask held a quart, though the water often tasted metallic due to purification tablets. Underneath it nested the stainless steel canteen cup. This was a soldier's coffee mug, cooking pot, and shaving basin all in one. The M1910 canvas cover held the system to the belt. Its felt lining used evaporation to keep the water inside cool when the canvas was wet. Medical aid was kept in the M1942 first aid pouch. Attached to the belt, it gave instant access to supplies needed for treating wounds in the kill zone. Inside was the Carlisle model tin. This painted container held a sterile bandage and sulfa powder to fight infection in open wounds. To clear bunkers, G has carried the Mk2 fragmentation grenade. Known as the pineapple, this heavy iron explosive was lethal once the pin was pulled. The Garand required 8-round end-block clips. When the final shot fired, the steel clip ejected with that legendary ping sound. To protect the gun from salt spray, they used a pliofilm cover. Soldiers could shoot right through this plastic bag if they hit resistance immediately on the beach. For hot meals, they carried the M1932 meat can mess kit. This oval tray stored utensils and was strapped to the haversack to minimize noise. Daily energy came from the K-ration box. Packed in wax cardboard, it held biscuits, meat, and coffee, just enough fuel to keep fighting. For emergencies, there was the D-ration bar. This dense chocolate withstood heat but was so hard it often had to be sliced with a knife. To see in the dark, they used the TL-122 flashlight. This crookneck lamp clipped to gear and used colored filters for signaling. Identification relied on U.S. Army dog tags. These steel plates listed name, blood type, and religion identifying men in life and death. Perhaps most critical were the standard wool socks. Clean socks were the only defense against the crippling condition known as trench foot. Finally, the compact M5 assault gas mask. Issued specifically for the invasion, this lighter model offered protection against chemical attacks on the beachhead. This wasn't just gear, it was a lifeline. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like and subscribe to Battlefield Insights for your next mission briefing.